Maybe some of you have sometimes thought that Michael Porter is a member of my family or I'm a good friend of Michael Porter or something like that because I'm always defending his models, his ideas, and so on. Well, I did it when we were dealing with the five forces model. If you remember, I said, okay, no, you are creating inconvenience and so on for a model which works. In fact, here this model has also been criticized, but I like this criticism a bit more. Bowman in 1992 said that Michael Porter's model has some drawbacks, and Bowman's model, which I am going to explain, was lately perfectioned by Johnson, Scholes, and Whittington. But which were the drawbacks? Which were the problems that Bowman identified? Well, first of all, Michael Porter says cost leadership. But we, as customers, we don't know which is the cost of a final product. We buy the product or not because of its price, not because of its cost. So we ignore the cost. We know the price. Okay. Then cost and differentiation in Michael Porter's mind are impossible to conceal. If you try to get cost leadership and product differentiation at the same time, you get stuck in the middle. But sometimes in real life, price and value, not cost leadership and differentiation, but price and value can be concealed. I mean, you can try to sell a product based on its price quality relationship. So there could be this kind of strategies. Finally, product differentiation must be based on or must be defined considering the value creation to the final customer. So we must move it to value. That's why Mr. Bowman formulated a model called the strategy clock, which is this. It has got two axes, price and value perception because by the customer, and 9 positions, the 8 you can see around the clock and the middle position. Well, I am going to explain them briefly. Well, first of all, you have got low price and low value added, which is position 1. It's normally called no frills by some books, okay? But I'd rather call it low cost. If you think about a low cost airline, for instance, it is a company which moves you from Madrid to London in a plane. Well, not from Madrid to London, from something similar to Madrid to something similar 80 kilometers from London. And a low cost company sells you a basic version of the product, a terribly basic version of the product, really nude. I mean, it's flying from A to B. You want more luggage, you pay. You want to choose your seat, you pay. You want to eat, you pay. You want to drink, you pay. You pay for anything. You want to read a newspaper, you pay. It's the very basic product, okay? So, then we have got position 2. Position 2 is called low price and it's very similar to cost leadership strategy of Michael Porter. I mean, you are offering a product which has got an intermediate value perception, paying a low price for it. Okay, so it's the left version of cost leadership strategy designed or not designed, defined by Michael Porter. Position 3 and also the middle of the clock are hybrid strategies which combine an adequate value perception with an adequate price. Position 3, in fact, is when you say, okay, no, this product creates a lot of value and it's moderately cheap, so it's reasonable. This is position 3 and it's called hybrid strategy. Okay, it's about price quality relationship. Position 4 is similar to product differentiation defined by Michael Porter. So the value perception is high and the price is not perceived to be exaggerated. It's considered high but not tremendously high. So for instance, we can state here Volkswagen, which is a brand of cars which is appreciated, okay, people like it, and the price is considered to be affordable. It's not cheap, but it's affordable. Finally, in position 5, we find something called focus differentiation, which are expensive products which create a lot of value to the final customer. Let us say Prada, Dom Perignon, Ferrari, and so on. These kind of products. Yes, mainly luxury products. Maybe you are thinking, but they are unaffordable. Well, Ferrari is unaffordable. The majority of us is never going to have a Ferrari along our lives. Okay, but on the other hand, some of the other products are expensive but not unaffordable. What I mean is that if I really wanted to drink a bottle of Dom Perignon, I could afford it. It's expensive, but I could afford it. Spending, let us say, my salary of 1 month or something like that, okay? But I could afford it. Well, what about positions 6, 7, and 8? Well, these positions tend to failure. Why? Well, because they are creating the final customer less value than the price that the final customer is paying for them. Okay, so, well, in fact, the perception of the customer is that he's not getting what he's paying for. On the other hand, it's possible to survive in these situations. When you are a monopolist. If you are a monopolist, the customer has no option. Okay, so maybe the perception of the value that the customer gets is lower than the price he pays, but you are a monopoly. The customer has no chance, has no option. Okay, which company tries to be here? No company tries to be here. Well, forget about monopolies. No company tries to be here, but sometimes a company falls here. For instance, position 6. It is a company which tried to be position 5 but failed to create enough value, or created it in the past, but now is not creating so much value in the face of the customer. Okay, so this is Bowman's strategic clock, an interesting model which could be somehow complementing or completing Michael Porter's view.